All the homies, they know what I mean. Baby, let me show you how I lean. Like a cholo. Lay back, bounce in the car.
What's up, guys? This is Homie Homemaker, and today we'll be doing the Pinterest DIY heart pillow tutorial. Alright, first thing we'll need is something to mark with. I got a Sharpie here, but you can use a fabric marker. A pair of scissors, preferably some sharper ones than the one I got here. And you will need two 18 by 18 inch squares of red felt. I got these off the clearance rack at the Walmart. And some fiber fill. This is the stuff that you find in pillows and stuff like that. They sell it there at Walmart too, or Hobby Lobby. All right, we'll go ahead and lay out our fabric, and it should be 18 inches by 18 inches. So we're gonna mark 18 inches. All right, and we'll mark it again. I'll probably do a couple of marks just so that way I make sure I get a nice straight line. All right, now that we have our line drawn out, we can go ahead and start cutting it up. All right, I got both pieces ready to cut, so I'm gonna cut both pieces at the same time. That way it makes it easier and a lot faster. All right, now that we got the two pieces cut, I have them both on top of each other, so I'll just go ahead and fold both of them together like that. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna freehand this and just draw out our heart. All right, and I just come around like that. If you'd like, you can make a template out of cardboard or butcher paper, anything just to help you to cut out a nice looking heart. All right, I'm using this this cutting tool right here because the scissors that I have just ain't cutting it, and this is so much easier to do, and you can get the curves real easy. And being that I have them all bunched up together, the two pieces bunched up together, when you fold them in half like this, it makes it like it's almost like cutting into 4 pieces of fabric. And with this cutting tool, it's so much easier just to cut through it. And once you get it cut, open it up, open the 2 pieces up, and you have your heart. It might not look perfect, but the reason it's gonna look like this is because we need to make sure that we have enough room to do the cuts that we're about to do. But first, we're gonna go ahead and mark off 2 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out a little bit, and we're gonna mark 2 inches all the way around from the edges of the heart. We're gonna go all the way around, and we'll go ahead and do that. And once we get all the measurements done that we need, I'm gonna go ahead and freehand this. But like I said, you can use a template, like cut out a template to make sure that you get it the way you want it. And I'm just gonna freehand it, and I'm just gonna connect the pretty much the dots. I'm just gonna go around and just connecting the dots and just draw it out freehand. All right, I'm gonna mark out all the lines to make the ends for the I guess we'll call them our tag ends. So I'm marking out the tag ends so that way we can tie them up, because we're not doing any sewing or any gluing. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna tie these up, and then once we get them all tied up, we're gonna stuff it with fill. First, we gotta mark them out, and I'm gonna show you how I did this, how I marked them all out, so that we guys have pretty much a good idea of how I did it, that way you guys aren't confused or anything. It's pretty simple. Just mark out lines. I mean, they don't have to be perfect, just as long as you don't mark line over line and cut line over line, or cut it all crazy, just so that way you'll have those tag ends to tie together whenever we get done cutting them out. As you get closer to the end, you'll notice that you will have a little bit longer tag ends down there, especially right there, that last line I drew. And when you get that close to the end, you don't want to make it too big, because when you open it up, it's gonna be around the same size as you need. So let me see if I can see that right there. All right, well, you can come with the scissors, or in order for me to speed through this tutorial, I'm using this cutting tool right here. And I'm just slicing through. It's so much easier using one of these cutting tools. All right, now that we got we got them all cut up, we're gonna go ahead and open it up and see what we got. And if for some reason you don't have them cut as far as you'd like, just go with the scissors and just make sure you got 2 inches, 2-inch cuts for the tag ends. All right, we'll take the first 2 tag ends and we're going ahead and start tying them up in knots. And you can do them square knots. It doesn't matter, as long as they're knotted up, they're fine. All right, we got one side done. We're gonna go ahead and start on the other side, but we're gonna start from the bottom. From the bottom. And then once we get that done, we'll end up here, and just make sure that you have a few of those untied on top, so that way we can put our fiber fill in. And we'll just take, good sized handfuls of this fill and just shove it in there. And we want to shove it in there as far in as it'll go, and so that way it'll poof out like this. So that way you got a nice firm pillow and not something that's, your head's gonna go through. All right, we're tying these last tag ends up. All right, just take your time with this. Take your time. You're gonna get fill stuck in between the knots, and that's no big deal. Just pick them out. All right, we got our pillow nice and firm, and you just squish it out. Just press on it, squish it, so that way make sure that it's evenly proportioned. All right, here's an option right here. If you'd like, what you can do is you can make a pocket for a gift or gift card or little note, jewelry box, whatever it is that you plan on putting inside that pocket, and just trace it out. You see, just trace it out. All you gotta do is just trace it out all the way around, and once you have it traced out, just take into consideration that you're gonna have to glue this thing on there. So instead of cutting on the lines, you want to go ahead and cut out a little bit of fabric, or you can mark lines around it, so that way you can make sure that you got a good follow line. But I'm in a hurry, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out right here, just like that. I'm giving it like maybe like a 1/4 inch or maybe a 1/2 inch, I think. I can't remember, but it doesn't have to be very much. This, as long as you have a spot to glue onto your pillow, because that's the only way it's gonna stick on there is with glue, or if you sew it. And if you don't know how to sew or ain't got time to sew, hot glue is your best bet, or fabric glue. All right, we're gonna glue this. We'll just fold it over, right, just like that. All right. And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and put glue on one side, glue on the other. Just one bead of glue. You can put more if you like. You really don't need too much. It actually sticks pretty well. And then we're gonna go ahead and find the center. And then once you're comfortable on where you want to put it, just press it on there, and boom, it's on there already. It's not coming off. All right, now that we got that on there, what you can do now next is to cover it with ribbon. I just cut a few pieces of ribbon out and just glued them on there. You see how I'm gluing that over? That way it doesn't come out, and it doesn't fray. You don't want it to fray. And then I'm gonna put one across, just like that. And then what I'll do after I glue this sucker on, I'm gonna go ahead and glue the two ends, the two loose ends right there. Here, I'll show you in just a bit. Let me get this thing glued on. There we go, right there. Okay, we're gonna glue these two ends on. Just fold it back, put a little glue there, a little glue there, and fold the two ends. There we go. And then once we got that done, we're gonna pull it back, and we're gonna put glue right on those two sides right there. Boom. Press it down really good. so that way it'll hold. And boom, there you go. All right, guys, I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, share it with your friends. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I also want to give a shout out to a special group of people out there, and those are my subscribers. I started off with 1 and now I have 34. That may not be a big number to you, but it means the world to me. I really do appreciate your support and your love. Thank you.